You see this like shadow in my eye? It's
Yeah.
fine. It's what it is.
I mean, I'd still fuck you. Hey, what's up,
Oh,
everybody? Welcome to Love in Black and White, where every week we try and put the love back in you. Right. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth, and we have the co-host, Manulus Rojas Martin Jr.
yeah. Hey, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and allowing us to put some love back in you because we're putting it all over the place this week. That's how
Ooh.
we're rolling,
Oh, it's on
and
my face. It's in my eye.
oh,
It's all
there
over
it
the
is.
place.
It's in my heart. Oh, God. But no, happy to be here. Happy that you guys tuned in to join us. Last week, we left you with a cliffhanger of what are our favorite love positions.
Not
So,
with each other.
not with each other, but I mean, we could talk about
Yeah,
that. No,
yeah. I know. Obviously, I've had an energy drink, so I'm ready to fucking go. What's
yeah.
yours favorite? Way to fuck, Manny.
Oh man, if I'm gonna be honest, it depends. Getting older, probably from the side. That's my favorite. You're kind of laying on your side, and then you could kind of, a little bit of hand play.
Okay, now is that your favorite out of comfort, or
That's comfort.
has it always been your favorite?
No. Doggy was always the best. You know what I mean? I think that was
And
always
and but now you've moved on because you're tired
just
from it.
lazy, just lazy, not working out a lot, especially quarantine. It's so bad.
Oh
What about you?
man.
How you doing these
I
days?
have a kind of a unique position.
Hmm.
This is so dumb, but
Let's
so
educate the viewers.
I just call it the Hollingsworth. I don't. It's not that my dad showed me this.
He's like, "Well, you gotta steal my
son,
moves."
son, you're 16. It's time to show you some. I don't want to learn. No. So, and there's a little funny story with this. So, okay. So, girls on top. I'm
Right.
trying to think how you explain this. Girls on top.
Okay.
So actually, for women, imagine like you're riding a horse. So you're
Okay.
on top. Your feet are on the bed. So your knees are, and then your hands are on my shoulder. Yeah. This is weird. You acting it out. Yeah, Manny. So imagine you're on top of my dick and you're like, yeah, but it's like you're riding a horse, so to speak.
All right.
And then my hands would be underneath the crook of your knees because I can adjust and get to certain angles. So
Ooh,
I don't
okay.
know what that would be called.
The Kama Sutra has something listed.
Fuck that. It's the Hollingsworth. But what's funny is this is going back, I don't know, however many years when I worked at Yahoo. And I remember, I think this is like 2005. I was telling, like at Yahoo, dude, we would talk about everything. But
Yeah.
there was a gay buddy of mine that like he was in the conversation when we were talking about this. And like the next week, he goes, "It works for the gays too." It's like, good to know. Good to know. The
Oh my
Hollingsworth
god.
it's universal. It's for everyone.
So good.
But yeah, that's probably my favorite position because it's like the girl's on top, but I'm still kind of in control because I'm like I can adjust her and like hit certain spots. What's your least favorite? We might have talked about this, or
I
we've
don't know if
talked about it
I
in
think
general.
we did. Maybe this was on the. I feel like it was on the Hollingsworth list. I
Okay.
think that because we were talking about somebody who somebody in the comments was saying something about missionary.
Oh,
Like that their guy was like lazy with missionary, and it's not that he's lazy. I think that it's more so that he just can't hold himself up after a while. I know that it's like think about this, ladies. If you're watching this, imagine doing push-ups for like 10-15 minutes straight and not being tired. If you're a man and you're holding yourself up, I mean, granted, you're probably locked elbow, you know what I mean? But at the same time, just that constant motion, and your arms, you get tired. So probably missionary.
yeah, missionary is my least favorite. Also,
Yeah.
because being so tall, it's like I like a girl on top, or if I'm from behind, taking her from behind, not her behind me. But because both of those I can see like her figure and I can
Right.
see her,
You can
for the most part I can see all of her, whereas
do
if
you hear
I'm on
that,
top.
ladies? He is
What?
trying to appreciate you.
Yeah,
That's what he
yeah,
wants to do. He wants to see
exactly.
all of you, appreciate you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So continue. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to
And yeah, if I'm on top, I'm seeing like the top of her head. Like, oh, this is such a turn on. You have dandruff.
You're
Yeah,
balding.
yeah. So yeah, that's I'm missionary is my least favorite.
Yeah, I
We
totally
had
agree.
a write-in, a listener email. Write-in. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Uh Daphne, we'll just say Daphne P.
Yeah.
Daphne, loyal listener from Charlotte, North Carolina, wrote in. Daphne writes in a lot. She is a loyal listener. Thank you, Daphne. She asked, Manulus, what if your best friend from childhood, oops, I just fucking turned this off. Okay, what if your best friend from childhood calls and says they need you to come and bail them out of jail at the same time as a close family member of your wife or significant other has passed away and they need you there for support? How do you handle the situation? Thank you for the laughs, Daphne, loyal listener from Charlotte, North Carolina. North Carolina, raise up.
Yeah, I feel like it's a great question, but in all honesty, if he got himself in jail, he could wait a few hours. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I mean,
Goddamn.
it depends. So here's the situation. If it's my cousin William, who has been in and out of jail, he can wait. He knows the ins and outs of jail. He can wait a few hours to get out of jail. If it's Jay, and he literally, is in there for something, and
it says your
Jay,
best friend, not
oh,
if
okay,
your
okay,
best
yeah.
friend's in jail.
Okay.
Dude, I got the perfect way to handle this.
Wait, okay, okay. I think I got it for me at least.
Uh,
I'm gonna go get you out, and then I will be there for
God
her.
damn.
The only reason I'm gonna get you out is because literally that will probably take less than a day. I just got to get the bond and then bail you out. You know what I
And
mean?
Crystal's
And then,
just like, oh, where are you?
look, I love you, but that I was gonna say something fucked up. I was like, that family member ain't coming back. All right, so
God damn. Dude, I got the easiest way to handle this.
Go
Okay. So the scenario, we'll say, Manny, you're in jail for whatever reason. The man, obviously, you didn't do anything wrong.
Nope. I signaled this motherfucker.
Yeah. And as that happens, my significant other, whatever, I say so flippant. My significant other, whatever, somebody fucking dies, whatever, she'll be all right.
You may want to put back on your hat because it looks like you just went to when you get the ashes.
What would be wrong with that?
Actually, it looks like you have an upside down cross.
Right, so no, this is what I would do. So my girl or my wife, she, somebody passed that she's very close to, and she obviously needs me. And at the same time, you're calling me. You're like, dude, it's a whatever. It's a setup. It's whatever the reason. I'm in jail. I need you to come get me. This is what I do. I call one of our mutual friends. I go, hey, Sean, and I tell you this too. I'm like, dude, Crystal's or my girl's aunt just died or whatever. And I can't leave, but I'm gonna get somebody to come get you right now. And then I call Sean and I'm like, yo, Manny's in jail. He's fucked. I would go right now, but also it's just everything's happening at once. Can you go? I already, if I could do it over the phone, I already got the bond covered or whatever. He just needs somebody to sign him out, or I don't know how it all fucking works.
You know what? You're so much better. That's the perfect answer. Is to find that mutual friend to get them out. But I guess you got to look at it like this. What if I'm in a state where we don't know anybody?
Even if we didn't have if you're in a state we don't have or that somebody, if there's no mutual friend or whatever, or they don't know you or whatever. I mean, I would call if okay, let's say it's you're in Vegas and I'm not in Vegas, but I know somebody there, but they don't know you. I would tell you, I'm like, I'm going to have somebody come get you. You may not even know who it is. And then I would call, let's say I call Trix and I'm like, hey, Trix, my buddy Manny is in jail. I can't go get him. Can you go get him? Or Carlos, Carlos, who's 4 doors from me. And like Carlos and I, we call each other to check on shit in our apartments. Like he's on the road for 3 weeks and he was like, hey, I got a package. Can you put it inside? And I have his key here. He has my door key code. So yeah, that would be easy. Now,
all I heard was, hey, I got a package. Will you put it inside?
Yeah, we fuck. No, I got a funny story. I'll do it on the Hollings Worthless. I got a crazy funny story.
Okay, tune in tomorrow, everybody.
And the Hollings Worthless, 5:30 tomorrow, Pacific time, and it'll be live and you can comment. But so let's say you're somewhere that we don't know anybody. You're in DC visiting, I don't know. And then I would go back to the same scenario. I would be like, I can't because I have to be here with my girl, but
Right.
I'm getting somebody. I will find somebody to get you out. Whether I have to be like, hey Amir, I've got a flight for you. I'm paying for the flight. I'll kick you an extra 100. Basically, you got to just go there and get my guy out of jail. And
Totally. And you know
you know,
what? Honestly, I think that's, I mean, because here's the thing, at least with us, you're going to get that money back. You know what I
yeah,
mean? If you fly somebody else out, I'm going to be like, hey man, you got me out. Let me pay for your boy, who flew out to get me, you know? So,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it would get handled somehow. Like if it's because it's if that's a scenario where it's like I can't leave my girl or
Hmm.
whatever, I mean, who knows? I mean, it also depends, I guess, on the relationship with your significant other, because maybe I don't even know if I would bring it up to her, but if I did, I'm like, holy shit, man, he's stranded, and
Yeah.
so I'm trying to, just so you know, if I seem frazzled, I'm trying to get this handled so we can, handle the stuff with your aunt or whatever,
Yeah.
and then
And
you never know, she may be like, I'm okay, it's just my aunt, I don't give a fuck about this aunt. Go ahead, it's Tammy
yeah.
Joe's aunt. It's just I don't care.
Yeah, she was really, really racist.
Yeah.
I want to know a little bit more about this, Daphne. Did you have this situation happen? Like,
Yeah,
where?
that's
Yeah,
great. Yeah.
I would love to know more about this question. Like, if you just randomly thought of this, or if you had family members, because I know I've had family members who've gotten locked up, and they were like, "Hey, I need a little bit of help," and I'm like, "Shit, I ain't got it." You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, and yeah, here's another. What if it's a family member? Okay, same scenario. Family member that is locked up that calls you, but you're not really close with that family member,
right,
or
right.
they have a history of not paying back and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I got a cousin who will steal shit from you and then help you look.
Billy,
Yeah, and then he'll help you look for it. It's the worst.
Jesus. I'll be like,
Uh,
yeah, why don't you check your pocket? Why don't you look in there?
Dude, yeah, like so last time he was staying at my mom's house, I brought like my Xbox over, and like before he left, I just went through his bag and I found like two video games of mine, and I was like, this motherfucker. And
That's
so
also what I refer to ex-girlfriends as, Xbox.
so dumb.
Fucking dumb.
Well, we hope we answered your question, Daphne. As always, thank you for writing in. We really
Yeah, thank you,
appreciate
Daphne. And write in if write back in if this is something that you actually, I want to know more details. If this is something you actually went through or somebody went through,
it.
I would
Yeah.
love to hear it. Okay, question, Jay and Manny, what is your opinion on the best places to meet someone? Follow up for Jay, what is the best online site for finding true love? As far as best places to meet someone, I would say wherever you're at, honestly. Like if it could be, if I see a girl that I think is attractive, and and I don't know her, like if I don't work with her, I think work environment, a lot of times they say don't, and I don't. It's funny because I won't date a comic unless she would have to
Make the first
initiate
move.
everything,
Yeah.
but I mean, like corporate American stuff, if you work with someone, I think that could be a good place. But it's also now in this climate, how do you
Yeah.
bring that up? But I'm not afraid to approach anyone. Like if I see somebody attractive, whether it's I'm at the gas station or I'm at fucking, I don't know, the gym. Well, gym would be weird, but
Oh my
you see,
god. So we got a buddy, right? I used to go to the gym with him, and heavy set guy. It is so crazy to like, people are so positive at the gym, but like sometimes they're picking the wrong time to be positive. There was like this probably 40, 50 set of stairs, just to get to the next level of like working out. And, he walks up to the top of the stairs. This girl looks over at him and she's like, great job, man. Way to go. And he was like, motherfucker, I was just walking up the stairs. What the fuck? She thought he was doing sets. I was like,
oh
Jesus
fuck.
Christ.
Yeah, do you remember the joke I had about 24-hour fatness?
Yeah, such a good joke.
Where I was like, yeah, they need a gym for fat people where I said it'd be like the regular gyms. You come out, you fill out the paperwork, you're like, I'm ready for my first workout, and they're like, that actually was the first workout. Go home, get some rest. But yeah, I would, I guess it depends on the person too. Like me, like I said, I'm not afraid to approach anyone if I find them attractive, or have piqued my interest.
Mhm.
So I would say anywhere is a good place to meet people.
Yeah.
You know, they as far as like, oh, is there a place you can go to specifically? Like, I'm gonna go here to. I mean, maybe you could go to places that you have interest in, and if somebody else is there, then oh, we got the same interests, obviously, because we're both here. Like, whether it's I don't know Comic Con or fucking whatever, a classic arcade or something, or I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm curious.
It,
what about you? What do
you
you
know,
think?
it, now that you brought that up, I'm just like, it's such a scary thing to even put yourself out there with the new, with the Me Too movement and knowing all the proper etiquette of dating. But I would say, I mean, like Jay said, anywhere is a great place to really just kind of put yourself out there. I mean, what do you have to lose? It's like I was gonna say, at first I was gonna say a comedy club because everybody's laughing, if but it's like, how do you
From
even
the
know anybody's
stage. What's up, girl?
dude? And I've seen people do it. I've seen the male hoe comic do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where he's just like, oh, I'm gonna try to go home with this person. But I would say coffee place, but then again, some people don't want to be bothered, man. I don't know. Like, I don't even know the proper intricacies of dating anymore. I would definitely say if it wasn't so faux pas to do it over at work, I would say that that's such a good place where you really get to know people. You get
Yeah.
to know their real personalities.
Let me look at it again. I want to make sure I'm uh what was it? It was oh fuck, I think I moved it way down.
Here I got it. Jay and Manny, what is your opinion on the best places to meet someone? Follow
Yeah.
up to Jay, what is the best online site for finding true love? Yeah,
Y-
I mean,
I'm gonna go with what
honestly,
I said. Best place is
yeah.
wherever you're at. If you see somebody you want to approach, Jesus Christ, my phone just scared the shit out of me. Your phone's in airplane mode. Okay, well then shut the fuck up. Uh
I would also say I think meeting somebody through friends is always a great
yeah,
option because that way they know both situations. They're like, oh, she's single, you're single. Let me see if I can get you guys together. And you don't risk any like awkwardness, you know. If they say no, then they say no, and you don't have to even tell the other person. You're like, oh, they were seeing somebody.
maybe a
So
women's shelter.
you're serving food.
Go
It's
ahead,
just like,
go ahead
oh
and
God.
continue.
All right. First off, we just want to say here on Love and Black and White podcast that the women's shelter is a great place for women to be safe and not have to deal with men after traumatic situations. We just would also like to say that if you're a woman seeking safety, you take care of yourself first, and that we love you. We support you here. Write in, write in. Let us know if you need, us to help you
Come
with
down to the
anything.
women's shelter.
Yeah, we're always here. We're willing to help put the love back in you in some way, shape, or form. Not that way, not that way, but you know what I mean.
I mean, I could. I'm single.
He could, but just let you know we are rooting for you. Your safety is the most important thing. Back to
That's
you,
all I
Jay.
kept thinking when you said, because of the Me Too movement. I'm like, fuck. As far as the best dating app for, I would say first, what are you looking for? Like ones that, I mean, yeah, it's there's been all kinds of experiences from all the different ones. Like,
Right.
they say Tinder and Bumble are more hookup things, but they're pretty much the same, except Bumble, if you match with someone, then as a guy you cannot initiate conversation. The woman has
Oh,
to first.
I like
So
that.
I guess you're a little bit more in control with Bumble. Like you can, you're swiping if you think somebody's attractive or not, and then
Right.
you match, and then you can dictate, okay, do I want to actually talk to him or not? um Match.com and eHarmony, I think, are more geared towards like if you're looking for something serious, but
Okay.
they're also the most expensive. Fuck, they're like
Ooh,
they're pretty spendy. If you,
like how much?
I think Match is like 30 or $40 a month, and
Damn.
it's
I'll
oh, go
never
ahead.
forget. You used to say "plenty of fish"
Yeah,
was what was the line you used to say? It's
I
like
said plenty of fish. Okay, Cupid, both 100% free, and they're the definition of you get what you pay for. Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
Uh,
there's literally, there's probably 100 different, probably more. I mean,
yeah.
they have Soul Swipe,
Hmm.
which is like Black Tinder. It's like
Okay.
I
I
used
like
to,
it.
have you heard my dumb joke on that?
No.
Oh, it's a legit thing. I remember I was at the haha when somebody told me about it. They're like, "Have you heard of Soul Swipe?" I was like, "No." They're like, "It's like Black Tinder." And my joke is, I was like, "Yeah, it's like Tinder, except when you swipe left, you go hell no."
You got to do like a sideways U.
Yeah, and when you swipe right, it's like, it's so dumb.
Oh my
But
god, so good.
yeah, there's one called Black, I think, BLK. And
Not to be confused with the Blacked ED, which is a porn site, and so do not
is
go to
it?
that one. Yeah, Blacked. It's like these Mandingo warriors that hook up with like these like white women. So,
Jesus Christ,
it's
dude! I
crazy.
saw the most like, it's fine. I'll tell you off the it's like it's fucked up, but it also kind of made me laugh. But I was like, Jesus Christ. I'll tell you after this. It's all porn related.
Yeah, let's not get canceled.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you could PC Manny it, but so yeah, I would say if you're looking for something like serious, I would like there's coffee bagel or bagel coffee or something like that where it's like and then there's one that's called like it's just lunch where you know it's like trying to keep it casual, but um yeah, I would
I
like
mean, I think that
Tinder. Oh,
there's
go ahead.
religious ones too, right? I mean, there's like Christian Mingle, there's
Yeah,
J
there's lots of
Date,
priests on those.
Catholic,
Yeah. Catholic
Catholic kids,
diddlers.
CK, Catholic kids. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah,
Uh,
and then there's only farmers, and there's something. There's J date,
Something for
which I was like, oh, this is perfect for me, but it's Jewish people. Um, yeah, no, it's there's literally you can find dating sites for like what your interests are. Like I think there's
right.
probably nerd dating sites, and
Yeah, actually, shout out to John Slayton. He went on Afromance. Afromance was one of his. John loves black women, and he was, looking for his soulmate, man, and he was on Afromance for a while. And
sounds like a
so
rapper.
I know that's what I thought. I was like, Afromance. I was like, I never heard of it. I'm sure that they have ones for everything that's out there. So,
I
but
always liked Afro Man.
I literally think though, if you're really looking for love, though, you might have to spend $1 or $2 in order to find it. Like if you're that serious about it, I think that like Jay said, the free ones may not be exactly what you're looking for because anybody can be on it. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know.
Well, you
I've
know
never
what's
done it.
interesting? Like Tinder and Bumble, like a lot of people are like, oh, it's a hookup site, but
Yeah,
and I mean there is that, but there's that in any of them, like Match, eHarmony, all of them. There's hookers and escorts
right.
and people looking for sugar daddies, and they'll a lot of times they'll say it right in their profile, like looking for someone very generous or fucking all this horse shit. But there's also people on Tinder and
Yeah,
Bumble that will put in their thing like not looking for a one night stand or a fling, looking for something meaningful. So I think you never know where you're going to find
right.
your match on any of them. So fucking do them all.
There you go. Why not? Yeah, I mean, if you're really looking, it's like you're gonna probably have to date a few ugly ducklings in order to get there. So,
Ugly. Why would you
oh,
say
I
they're
mean,
ugly?
ugly in the soul. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Like,
Good
yeah,
cover up. Okay.
yeah. We
Jane
don't judge
Manny.
here.
Jane Manny, if you get married and divorced, are you opposed to getting remarried? Let's have you go first since you currently are married.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna do it again. Like, I mean, it just. I mean, I've already invested this much time. I don't know. It's just. I guess if it's that important to her, yeah. But at the same time,
You
it's
totally did a 180 on your.
no, okay, yeah, I'm sticking with my guns. I don't think I only want to get married once, if and I don't think I
Oh,
want to do it again. So
okay,
I
here's
would.
a scenario for you.
Okay, go ahead.
We got the
Oh, we got the
scenarios.
scenario. Let's do it.
You and Crystal get a divorce.
Okay.
Okay, so you're divorced now. And then year goes by and you and Crystal start talking again. And then she's like, let's get remarried.
No. Yeah. No, I would. I would. I mean, that'd probably be easy. I mean, God, that would be.
After, but this is also a year after she took all your fucking everything.
Yeah, I'd be like, you know what? We're just gonna date. You know what's crazy to me though? Okay, so here's a something that happened. So you remember Al Gore?
Yes,
Al
we're
Gore.
on his internet.
Yeah. 70 years old, gets a divorce.
Oh wow.
Why are you getting divorced at 70 years old? I get that, maybe you can't stand somebody after a certain amount of time, but it's like, are you really getting back in the dating game after 70?
Also, just wait. That chick's
Yeah.
gonna divorce from life, or he is.
Exactly. I mean, at that point, it feels. I mean, can you imagine you're 90 years old and your wife is like, I'm tired of your shit. Bye, Jay.
Dude, there's a comic that is it Theo Vaughn? There's some comic that has like his parents have like a story like that. Like they got a
Really?
divorce like in their 80s or 80s or 90s. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Theo Vaughn had this. He just tells the craziest stories about his childhood. He used to like his dad was super old, I guess, and used to just take him to sit in funerals. Like he was like dressed up like Beetlejuice and shit. It just
What
was the
the fuck?
weirdest. Yeah, if I remember that shit correctly, I was sitting
Dude,
there listening.
he
It was,
posted a picture on his story the other day where it was like I think it was at like a cookout or something, and there's some
yeah,
white dude with like a mullet and there was a scar on his head, and the caption just said kicked in the head by a horse survivor or something. I was like, God damn.
dude. Yeah, Theo. Last thing I'll say about him was I'll never forget when he was first starting to do comedy. Like, and I thought his shit was hilarious, but like the crowd was just like, we don't get it. He said, like he was talking about this kid who was kind of like just a ridiculously like he must have had something wrong upstairs, but like the dude was like he killed cats and shit, right? And
Right.
then like I'm thinking that there's gonna be this big payoff for this story, and then at the end, Theo's like, yeah, and he died, and he died. Just
Yeah,
like
he died. He did.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm sitting there in tears, just like because the punchline is so like not there, and the
yeah.
crowd's just like, what did we just sit through?
His like a Theo Fawn dick sucking, but he has, and I'm going to brutalize the joke, but he had a joke
Yeah.
about there was a kid that he said there was a kid on our block that he was, yeah, he was really messed up, and I think like basically like they're saying like he was mentally challenged possibly, or
Yeah.
maybe he was,
This
you
may
know,
have
he
been this might have been the same kid.
and yeah, but then and Theo said that is one of the other kids goes, "Oh yeah, he's Irish." And Theo Vaughn goes, "What is he like 1,000% Irish?" It just fuck. I wish I could remember the exact
Yeah.
joke. It just killed me though. What
Just
is
the
he
way he says it.
1,000% Irish?
Fucking hilarious.
Oh,
Oh
as for
man.
me, if I got married and divorced, yeah, I mean, I would probably have the same attitude I have right now with marriage. Like it's
Yeah.
all on, if that's something that my significant other like she wants, we talk about it, and she's like, I've always wanted to get married. Cool. If she's like, I don't really give a fuck about a piece of paper, that's all it is
Yeah.
to me, or whatever. Or that's how she views it. Then I'm cool with that too. So it would be on after talking with her, or getting the vibe off of her. That's
Yeah,
how
I
I
mean,
look.
honestly, I don't think that you're opposed to getting married because you were gonna marry Sean for his benefits.
Yes. Still, don't get that idea right. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What did you learn from your parents' relationship?
Ooh.
Oh man.
How to cheat? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, how long or do you ever remember your parents being together?
Yeah, they were together until I was about 9.
Okay.
But I mean, my dad had so many relationships that I definitely learned from him. And my mom didn't really bring guys around as if she was dating. And so I think I maybe met two of her boyfriends, you know? Yeah, and then my stepdad, and that's about it. But yeah, I guess for my parents, it seemed like, growing up, you don't know any different. Everything seemed like it was great. But then you kind of do a retrospect on it, and it's like, yeah, he was like, my dad was just gone a lot, you know what I mean? And he would be out late, and then he'd come home late, you know what I mean? And but he would always blame it on doing retail like stock and stuff. So he'd be like, "Oh yeah, we got another
That was the
another."
name of the chick. Yeah, this Ritalia. I told you I'd be doing retail. It's retail right
Right.
there.
But yeah, some of the best
That's
memories
just
I
old. Sorry,
yeah.
that's an old booty call. Retail.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, I would say the good things I learned is how to, I guess, maintain friendships.
Mm.
Uh but then again, I'm kind of like my dad, where it's like I only keep in touch with a few people. Like I'm not the best about keeping up with people. But they had a lot of good friendships, and that's one thing I loved was the house parties when I was a kid. They'd always, I mean, it was like week after week. It was just full of love and laughter. But I would say later on in life, I learned how not to be through my dad. So that's kind of where I was at. What about you? Do you remember your parents being together?
My parents were I don't remember anything ever. I think they got divorced probably within my first year of life.
Mm.
I know, like, my mom telling me, like, while I was being born, my dad was across the street at the bar, and I was like, I get it. I don't want
Totally.
to see
Yeah.
that, but no, but I mean, I know what she's saying, but I would say I got my like relationship, like positive shit. What did you learn from your parents' relationship? Okay, let me go there. I was gonna say the positive shits I learned was from my grandparents, but from I mean, my dad was a man whore.
Same with mine.
Yeah, and my mom, she remarried this guy Jimmy Jones, who's passed away, but Jimmy Jones used to be the public address announcer for the Blazers and then the Supersonics.
Man,
And
a lot of fun times in locker rooms.
yeah, yeah, all those naked dicks. I liked it. I mean, I didn't mind it. It was, a little behind the scenes of the behind. No, God, what would I say I've learned from my? I mean, my dad. I mean, I used to joke about it, but I'd say like my dad growing up would be like, never believe a woman when she says she's on the pill, and women will try and get you for, but and my mom like, I didn't really get like dating or relationship stuff from them. I would say just from observing, I would say I got like, I think of a successful relationship, I think of my grandparents,
Right.
and I think in all the time that I was around them growing up and as an adult, I think maybe I saw them have like a fight where, and it wasn't even yelling, it was just like, oh yeah, whatever, and they would just kind of go to separate areas of the house,
Yeah.
and then the next day it was fine. But they also slept in separate beds because my grandfather had bad knees, and
Mm.
like and then when I was there was two, like in the bedroom downstairs there was a huge king size bed and then like a full size, and when I was smaller I would sleep in the full size, my grandpa would be in the king size, and I think my grandma would be upstairs in the other bed, and then it would like move around, but they always slept in separate beds. Maybe that's what I learned, is you should have separate beds so you could sleep well.
Yeah, I could see that. It's so funny because it's like when I carry a little more weight, I definitely snore, and I'll sleep on the couch, and I think Crystal's a lot happier. So,
Jesus.
but she's there. Whenever I am
I
out there,
like where
she's
you carry that weight.
it's all in my third leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I would definitely, yeah, I'm with you though. From my mom, I think that I learned how to treat women. That you got to look at, and this is kind of weird. She was like, everybody is somebody's sister or is going to be somebody's mom, or you know what I
I'm not
mean?
laughing at that's very sweet. Like, and then I'd
Yeah.
be like, my dad's version would be like, so that's just more chicks you can fuck. Jesus
Totally.
Christ. Oh, dude. I mean, dude,
Uh,
I wish like growing up, we were hanging out in high school, because
yeah.
dude, it was wild. I mean, you would hear my dad just going to town on
Yeah,
chicks.
I'll never forget. I came home from a Mariners game one time, and you're not thinking in your head that your dad is still a sexual being, right? And so I came home from a Mariners game, and he's with his girlfriend in the room. I didn't realize the door was closed. I was like, "Oh man, the Mariners won!" And like she was blowing him, and I was like, "Oh god!" And like closed the door.
Dude, I remember
Uh,
my pops. Oh God, this is wild. He was dating this lady, Sylvia,
yeah,
Italian lady. Or wait, maybe she was Mexican. Might have been Mexican. Jesus, yikes. This is a long time ago.
yeah.
I think she was Mexican. But and she had Sylvia had a daughter, Alicia, and me and Alicia were like in the kitchen just hanging out, and we're probably around 10 or something. And
Mm-hmm.
my dad's in the bedroom. I tried to tell this story on stage, but it's like I don't think it gets across. But I was like, I was just a dumb fucking kid, and
Yeah.
like I think we could hear them, so I just was like, "Fuck it!" I go, "Come on, let's go." So I opened the door, and as I'm opening the door, like the on the corner of the bed is
Yeah.
Sylvia on all fours, and like I would say in the joke or the story, like a lot of people have stories like, oh, I walked in on my parents having sex. I was like, no, my dad wasn't having sex. My dad was fucking this chick, like aggressive doggy style. And like fucking as my dad's still fucking, I'm like laughing. I'm like, and Alicia's crying. And then as they're having sex, like my dad's like, get the fuck out of here, Jason. And then the lady that he's fucking is just like, oh my god, just like, and then so we go out, and my dad didn't stop. He continued till he was done, but Alicia's like crying. I'm like, we're gonna have a brother or sister, and I'm just like making it worse. What an asshole I was. Jesus.
God, you're the best. And you know what? That's a shout out to all the parents. Make sure you have locks. Make sure you have locks on your doors.
Yeah.
So,
God, dude, just fucking deer in headlights. Sylvia just like, we should probably stop.
God, and then you have to make eye contact with that child again. Oh, that would be
dude.
so rough.
Man. Yeah. My dad's biggest crush growing up, or like that he always had the biggest like thing for Anita Baker. And I don't know if it was because of her, just of how she looked, or because of her singing. But I mean, he loved her singing. But
I saw Anita Baker. Jamie Foxx was like serenading her for some like award. She still looks great. I mean, like, who doesn't love? Telling you, it's Anita.
Sweet love. All right.
365 days of the year.
I guess I learned from my dad, put locks on your doors.
There you go. That's genius advice to any parent out there. So this next question I actually wanted to bring up was a continuation from what happened on the Hollingsworth list.
Yes.
And,
yes. I'm so glad you put this in here.
Yeah. Oh man. So this, if you haven't seen it, was on the last episode of the Hollingsworth List podcast, and it was a write-in from a nice guy named Michael. I don't remember if he wanted to be called Mike, but Mike brought up that his current girlfriend wanted to do him in the ass, and he wasn't down with it. He wasn't down with it, but it sounded like he was okay with her doing it to her ex.
Yeah, like she was like, okay, she was she was okay with the understanding that he didn't want to get plugged or whatever the fucking term is. So it was brought up, can she do it to her ex? Her ex-boyfriend was okay with getting fucked in the ass.
Right. And this was somebody that he wanted to be married to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he had written in and asked the advice, and we were like, oh, we gotta definitely put this on the on the Love in Black and White. And I think we will. So I'd actually be curious, people that listen, has anybody ever had something like this? Like, have you had a current lover that's not into something? Maybe it's role playing, maybe it's maybe you're a furry or something, and your current lover is not into it, but your ex is. Right. And is your current lover okay with you getting that fantasy or those needs satisfied by an ex? Has anybody had that? And we talked about on there. I was like, actually, I'll let you go first, Manny, since you.
Just to like kind of revisit it, like I was like, hell no. Because here's the thing, if you're thinking about getting married to this person, I just, it just opens up a door of like, I mean, and if this is something you're okay with, but you also got to think about, are you going to be okay with this in 10, 15 years, 20 years down the road of her revisiting different fantasies and being like, well, my ex is cool to do it. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the relationship that you're living and you're okay with that, then that's one thing. But I'm thinking about like me and Jay, we're pretty vanilla. And like, if Crystal were to ask me that, I'd be like, no, hell no. You know what I mean? Especially with an ex, because it's not just I would say a physical thing at that point. It's also a little bit of intimacy because you guys shared something at one point in time. So you're revisiting feelings. That's not even just, the act that you're trying to get through. So I think I'm definitely going to stick with no, unless that's what you're looking to be okay with later in the future. But you also got to think further down the road that hopefully this is going to be a relationship that lasts for the next 40, 50 years. And are you going to want your kids to know about this? Are you going to want your grandkids to know about this? If you are, then sure, whatever. But,
no. Okay. If so Crystal comes to you with that, you say no initially. You're like, hell no. And she's like, okay, I respect you, and out of respect for you, I will not fuck my ex with a dildo. Right. But and then she walks away and she's sad because she can't do it. does that then alter your ideas of possibly like do you say to her, you know what, let's revisit me and you doing this in a month or something, let me think on it, or you just no?
No. And it's like it would make me question, if you're asking about your ex, I'm like, is this really what you want to be in? Do you want to be in a relationship? Because if you're not, if this isn't what you want, I don't want to keep you here. As much as I love you, I'm not gonna force you to be here when you're thinking about somebody else and doing something else to somebody. So that's just where I'm at. But what about you?
Yeah, hell no. I'm like you're experiencing something with someone else, so if that's something you need, that you
Yeah.
continuously, what if she presents it like, yeah, but that's the thing, is you don't know if she's like, oh, it's just a one-time thing, get it out of my system, but then she does it and is like, I fucking love it, I want to bring
Right,
this
right,
into
right.
our relationship. Yeah, I would be no, off the jump. I'm like, no, it's like, and then I guess I would, a lot of times I always talk about, I try and, if the roles were reversed, I'd be like, well, what if my thing is fucking a bunch of girls? Like that's what I
Right.
like to do, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't do that because I'm in a relationship with you. I have desires and stuff that I don't act on. So
Exactly.
so that's, I guess, how I would present it, is a,
Yeah, okay. Well, let me give you a scenario. Let me give you a scenario.
okay.
Okay. So let's say you only have two options here. It's either the ex-boyfriend or somebody she doesn't know. Both don't have any diseases. I mean, clearly
Yeah.
she's not going to
That's
if she's,
definitely a
you know
Manny.
what I mean? Yeah,
That's where you're always no diseases. That's all
no
I care
diseases,
about.
you're safe. But yeah, let's say it's either the ex or just a complete stranger for one night.
And you have to pick one of those.
Have to pick one of
Then it
those.
would be a stranger.
Yeah, yeah. No, I
Yeah.
think I'm with you on that. Yeah, where
Yeah.
it's like you got to pick the stranger because
Because
it's
you
just
have a history with this other guy, and who knows, maybe fucking him in the ass is going to rekindle, maybe the way to your feelings is through his asshole. I don't know. you know so I'd be like, yeah, just a stranger, and
yeah.
fucking then adios.
Yeah, man. Oh, that would be a and it's still, I realize that there are some open relationships like that where people are okay. And if you are, we're not trying to kink shame you. I think that to each their own. I think that if you're cool with it, that's one thing. But if you're really thinking long term, you just don't want any weird feelings later in life, and you don't want to be revisiting that thought in your head, of, oh wow, her ex is still on her mind and they shared something while we were still together, So,
Right. Dude, I'm putting this thing in the topics for tomorrow so I don't forget.
yeah.
This one thing. So okay, where are we at on our thing here? Uh who was your first crush that you remember?
Ooh,
Actually, we'll do two-parter. Who was your first crush, like someone that was like somebody attainable, like you went to school, and
okay,
who
okay.
was your crush, like your movie star, TV, or whatever?
Gotcha, gotcha. So there were two that I can remember. I remember in private school, it was this girl named Elena Viegas, and she was kind of just she was the girl I think everybody had a crush on, and she was super nice, knew her parents, everything. But that was like fourth grade that I was like, oh man, she's really pretty, and but the one that I will always remember is Olga Mendez.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's right.
Olga, yeah, yeah. And I remember like I would say
The
fifth
the
and sixth.
Russian Mexican.
Exactly. And so yeah, I would say like sixth grade, we were in the same after school like class, and it was like a daycare thing, and we always hang out and just be goofy together. And then I remember having a crush on her in like junior high, but I was always afraid to even say anything to her, which was stupid because clearly I'm sure we could have hit it off. But
Was there like any movie stars?
oh, movie stars, yeah. Like if for those of you watching, I mean, everybody knows that I've always been in love with what's her name, who played Aunt May and was Burt Reynolds' crush,
Sally Fields?
Sally Fields. I always loved Sally Fields.
Mm.
Yeah, growing up, I don't know why that was such a weird crush to have. Mariah Carey, like when she first came out, and she could hit that high note, that that.
Oh yeah. What was the note? My dog just fucking was like, "What?"
So,
uh,
woo.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say
Uh,
Mariah Carey, and then God, who else? Um, oh yeah, what's her name from was it The Facts of Life?
Kim Fields.
Kim Fields. I always love Kim
What if it
Fields.
was the one?
Yeah, don't fat shame anybody, you motherfucker.
Fat. Who's talking
No,
about fat?
are you talking about the old lady?
It's talking about Jerry.
Jerry. Who's Jerry? Hold on, I gotta.
No, don't. Are you just look Facts of Life, Jerry? Don't do it. You're gonna have to
No.
PC Manny this. I was talking about the it was gonna be the big girl, but I had to change it.
Oh God.
Has it come up? Do you know who it is? You see who it is?
I don't know. Wait, this says Jerry Jewell, but that's not who it is. Hold on. Wait, are you talking about? Let me see.
Oh
Let me
no,
pull up the whole list.
she was a comic
Was she a comic? Not
on the
this one.
show.
Not one of these.
One of these. What the fuck? What a way to ask.
One of these ladies.
Hold
No?
on. I think it was her. Her name was Jerry.
Is it Geri? Because if it is, it's this lady. Hold on. This one?
Yes. It is.
I don't think I ever even remember
Cousin
her.
Jerry. Cousin Jerry.
Jerry. No, I don't even remember Cousin Jerry.
Oh,
But
that's
you know
good.
what? Cousin Jerry could have got it.
Yeah.
4
Okay.
years.
So, girl, like, God damn it! Why does this thing keep fucking shut the fuck up? This thing keeps scaring the shit out of me. I keep putting it in airplane mode and it has to announce it. Great, thanks. Girl that I'm trying to think, who did I have a crush on?
It wasn't that long ago.
What?
It wasn't that long ago. You're not that old. So.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's
I can do here. I'll do the movie stars first. One would be is it Janice from Good Times, the sister?
I think so. Or are you talking about Janet Jackson?
No. She was like fucking 10 then. Thelma.
Yeah. Okay.
What's an old person name? And she was one, and then I think her name's Erica Alexandra or Alexander from Living Single.
Oh, yep.
Oh, she was like the lawyer, and oh god, I had the biggest crush on her. Thought she was so fine. I think those are the two main ones.
You know who I actually used to have a crush on from Living Single is what's her name?
Queen Latifah.
No.
Why is that funny?
No, because I mean, she only likes women. She wouldn't have even given me a chance, and and that's okay. Did she play Kim? I can't remember the one next to Overton.
It was the one that dated Overton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I always had a crush on her for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think she was a stand-up comic too.
She was. Yep.
So I'm trying to think of a girl that like I had a crush on in like grade school. I mean, we've talked before where it was like I didn't fuck around with girls until I was like 16, and it was like never messing with girls, and then now I'm like messing with girls. But I don't even know. Yeah, it's like Jesus. My crush is probably dead. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a one that I can recall.
All right.
I'll have to try and maybe come back to it. Let's see here. What's your first question? Okay. Okay, here. Let's do a teaser. We're at 50 minutes roughly, so this will be the teaser for next week. What was the biggest lesson from your worst breakup? Ooh, that's the teaser for next week. What was your biggest lesson from your worst breakup? And then what are you plugging, Manulus?
Let's see. I'm one shot down, so once I get the second shot, I will probably be opening up for Jay, so you can catch both of us at shows coming up soon. I don't know, big changes coming, possibly. So stay tuned for that. I can't talk about them just yet, but exciting.
But you may talk about it tomorrow.
I'll let you know. And then just make sure you catch us on the Holly's Worthless. And please write in. Yeah, we love all of your fan emails. It's hwppod at gmail.com.
That's for HW. That's for the Holly's Worthless podcast.
But
for Love in Black and White, Big Irish J at gmail.com. That works.
Yeah. And we're also looking to possibly start interviewing some guests. So we may have a buddy who is dating an adult film star. We may have
Oh,
uh,
I got a buddy.
yeah.
He has to announce it though, kind of to his family, but he's in a what do you call it, a thruple?
Ooh,
Yeah.
that would be an interesting guest to have on. So if you can think of, or anybody you want us to reach out to in the celebrity world that we may know, or if you think you have a good guest, write us and let us know, and we will definitely try to get them interviewed on here. We're just trying to change up the format, keep it exciting, and yeah, what do you got going on, Jay?
Um, BigIrishJ.com, all the dates coming up. I'm going to be, I'm doing a lot of stuff in Vegas at actual shows at clubs, LA Comedy Club, Brad Garrett's. I will be doing Kev on Stages, Keep Your Distance, his last one, which is, I think it's April 30th, which is online. And, yeah, I'm going to Colorado Springs. San Diego's coming up. I'll be in San Antonio. Just the calendar's slowly starting to fill up. So you can just go to bigirishj.com for dates. And until next week, Manulus.
We'll be putting the love back in your right. It's love in black and white.